Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to G8 English Club. We have one of our good friends. Those who haven't met, please meet Teylora.
Hi guys.
He is from the United States, but currently located in Sochi. We had
too much information given away. Are we live?
Yeah. No, it's just the
Great, we
video.
can edit.
If you want to cut the pieces, just let me know.
In the southern region.
So we had a meeting with Taylor once. He talked about China, and I hope we'll have more meetings with you, right?
Hopefully. It's very possible. One day soon.
Okay. What brought you back? I know that you were somewhere around.
Yes, we went to Thailand and then we were in Bali. We had a fantastic time.
How was the time in Bali and Thailand?
Fantastic.
It was spring, right? Spring
Yeah, the end of winter and spring.
Oh, right.
And we had a fantastic time. We were in Dubai first. I had business there for a week.
Okay.
We ate lots of dates. We rode on camels. And then we were in Thailand for 2 months and it was absolutely fantastic. I had the laziest life in the world.
All right.
We got a beautiful apartment right on the beach.
Okay.
And I drank 10 coconuts a day and my kids played on the beach.
Wow.
And my wife went surfing and then we went back to the apartment and slept. And we did that for 2 straight months.
Sounds like paradise to me.
There's negatives too, but it's hard to complain. It's certainly hard to complain. It does get boring a little bit after a
10
while.
coconuts a day. Yeah, sounds like boring.
Coconuts don't get boring. I miss them dearly, actually. I bought a coconut at Magnet yesterday, and man, it was like 80 rubles or something like this. Crazy for Thailand. Like, in Thailand, it's 20 cents, US cents. I don't know,
All right.
20 rubles or something like this. And it was terrible. Like, I opened it up, the water was like black inside. Maybe I got unlucky or something.
All right.
And then we went to Bali. I wanted to open up a business in Bali. And we arrived, and Bali was super wonderful and terrible for kids. Because it was quite dirty. The infrastructure is really bad. There's a lot of people. Like, in Thailand, you go to the beach and it's just you.
All right.
It feels like paradise. And in Bali, the population was 20 times more or something. Like, there's millions of people just on this small island. And they live much poorer. And you just go to the beach and there's like dog poop everywhere and just like people everywhere.
What country is it?
Bali, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia is just poor itself, but in Bali, and there's some places that are super beautiful, but it's really, I hate to say, but it's really like Instagram-like. Like, there'll be like one restaurant or one photo zone, like the swing, yeah? Like, super beautiful, but on the left, there's garbage all over the place, and on the right, there's like disaster. But for people on their Instagram photo or something, it's like fantastic. And we had a great time, like, don't get me wrong. But we were going and we were planning, I was going to open a business, we were going to have our kids go to school there. And when you look at holiday and living, it's so different. So we were there for 2 months, and then I went back to Dubai for more business, and we decided to come back home. We missed our home. And we missed grandma and grandpa a lot, and I still have some stuff here, but it's really hard. We have family here.
What place would you call home? Is it Russia? Is it US?
Americans have a brilliant saying. We say home is where the family is. And I think this is completely true. I feel no connection to Sochi or Russia, or even I've lived in Germany and China and the States. I feel no connection. I'm a tourist with my home. It's like an RV. And the second that my children left, wherever I am, my home is suddenly where they are. I've met so many people traveling, and one of their kids lives in Israel and the other one lives in China, and they live in America. And they spend 6 months with baby 1 and 6 months with baby 2, and I will do the same without problem. But I'm a long-term traveler, so it's normal for me. Maybe it would be harder for you, maybe.
So now Sochi is considered to be home.
Base.
You're based in Sochi,
Yes,
because this is where your family is.
Yes, the family's close, which I don't know how much longer we'll be here, sadly. I have heartbreaking news to share, but for the time being, my family is here and we will be here.
Are you divorcing? What is the heartbreaking news?
God, no. No, we will be leaving Sochi eventually in the soonest future.
Oh. Do you have any agenda, itinerary?
We plan to move to Netherlands, to migrate to Netherlands. I have business opportunity there. Since I'm an American, we get express visa opportunity. So like our paperwork is guaranteed and such. There's international schools there, so our kids can attend international. And then The weather is horrible, so we get very, very, very bad weather. But statistically, like best infrastructure in the world, best hospitals, best schools, great system, and standards of living are super high. And the business innovation field for me is like incredible. It's some of the highest innovation business opportunity. Like I feel like a good degree the future is there for IT development, for green energy on these fields. It's a very, very interesting place to be. So for me as a person or as a businessman, it could be super cool. And the cool thing is in 5 years we can get passports. So we do 5 years and we can get citizenship. Our kids will have 3 citizenships. They can have 3 languages. And then, I don't know if you guys know Ryanair. Do you know?
Yeah, the discounter.
Yeah, super discount. And from Amsterdam, which is like super close to where we want to live in the Netherlands, it's $50 round trip to anywhere in Europe. So it's like 3,000 rubles. And we can go Amsterdam to Istanbul or Malaga or Berlin or London in Europe. And it's like $50 round trip.
Sounds great.
You don't have a check-in, but you just take a backpack. But 4-day holiday, like... So this would be very cool and exciting for us.
Definitely.
And
sounds like a good plan.
And we will see. The worst case is we go for 6 months or 1 year, we burn some cash in the transition. Yeah, like... And we have an experience, and worst case, we come back. Just like I did in Bali.
All right.
Like, and we will see. And if we love it, then cool. And if not, we come back.
Okay.
And I will have coffee with you again.
Good. And we'll have a video meeting.
Oh boy. But this is not urgent though. I think we still have another year or something like this.
Okay. All right.
We want to see how some things play out and such, which is for another conversation.
Okay. I have another question. I'm old school traditional person, and I consider Russia to be my place where I feel safe, and I think I can find another job, or I can be successfully retired. You look like you're ready to move anywhere, and you're an American. Why not back to the United States? How about American market and all these brilliant opportunities in America?
We do have a lot of opportunity. Fantastic.
Why Netherlands? Why not return to the United States?
We have considered moving back to the States. The critical thing that we have right now is that I have no family, sadly. And my wife is very, 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 very close with her mom and dad and sister.
Oh, you want to keep connection.
And they're in Rostov. And for them, it's just a train ride. And we have a thing that if we're here in Sochi, we can see my wife's family 10 times a year. They visit us, we visit them. We live in America, the flight is like $2,000.
Yeah.
And it's super long, like 50 hours. With the connections and such like this.
Yeah, there's no direct
So then
flight.
I need to be incredibly rich, spend an incredible amount of money, spend a whole bunch of time, and we would see once a year at best. And then God forbid if business has problems or inflation or crisis or another pandemic, then that means that we don't see the family at all. And from
Europe is okay, yes?
Europe is okay because it's very close.
Right.
Not in current situation, but previously it was very fast to jump across. Even the flight, it's a few hours, it's not incredibly expensive. So that's a huge interest for us to stay here in Europe.
Gotcha.
I would like to go to Australia actually, but for my wife it's just impossible. And I don't like snakes.
Me neither.
Oh my God, they're just everywhere.
What about spiders?
Spiders are okay.
Cockroaches.
I met
Big ones.
while I was in Bali, I met people from Papua New Guinea. Do you know it's a country right off of Indonesia? And I've always wanted to visit. I never visit, but I asked. So in China, no one can swim. Only young kids. It's common in China to not swim. The same in India. And I asked in Papua New Guinea, and she said, "Oh, it's so dangerous to swim." I'm like, "What?" Because it's beautiful. It's like tropical paradise. She said, "Well, there's crocodiles in all the rivers. Even you like go up in the mountains and there's mountain crocodiles."
Really?
Yeah, and she said that the water, because there's lots of clay, the water is always brown.
Oh.
So like you literally can't see if you're about to jump onto the crocodile. So she said in rivers and lakes, you can't even touch the water. I'm like, okay, but you have beautiful beaches. Like you're next to Bali, you're next to Australia. She's like, yes, we have saltwater crocodiles. And I never knew. You should Google it. There's saltwater crocodiles. And she said that it's scarier than sharks Because a shark, maybe you swim, you get to the shore, and you start running. Saltwater crocodile will just chase you. So she said that no one can swim because literally no one is allowed to swim. And every year they have tourists arrive and they jump in the river and die. Crocodile eating you. Yeah, tough times.
Talking about death. Have you
Oh my god.
you've heard the 8th of September devastating news? I don't know. Were you in some way affected to it?
Wait, what happened on 8th of September?
8th of September, so you were not affected, right?
Apparently not. Just 10 days ago.
Okay, let me update you. Queen Elizabeth II died.
Yeah,
Passed
tragic.
away.
Passed
Yes.
away.
How about...
It's very important to say past in English, by the way.
All right. She passed away. Well, I personally worked with her brother, Prince Michael of Kent.
Whoa!
So, and we had a post card for her birthday on our wall. It's the graffiti
Whoa.
of the Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah. So we kind of like her. And were you in any way affected by this news?
Well, I was tragically sad when I heard, of course. I've loved the Queen. I actually thought she was never going to die, honestly. No, really, like, I thought it was impossible, and I loved her so much.
She would live forever.
No, seriously, and she almost made it. Like,
Yeah.
97, I think she was.
96.
Yeah, I actually think that she was maybe one of the... She has dark parts in her history, like everyone, but I think that she was maybe one of the... Who is this person? Oh god, I'll forget the name. I felt like she was maybe a symbol to help connect all society together. All across Europe, all across the world. Like really a figure of something. Probably positive, kindness, niceness. Maybe you would imagine the same of the Pope or the Dalai Lama or something. I don't even forget the name.
It's okay.
Oh, now it'll
Mother
drive me crazy.
Teresa?
Mother Teresa is one. There's the UN has a climate objective to help switch us towards green energy. And instead of making a scientist or a politician, they chose a movie star. Who's this famous movie star? He's super handsome and sexy.
Greta.
No, and we're not allowed to say her name here. Hold on. Oh God, it's going to drive me.
Super sexy.
Female, right?
The sexiest man in the world.
Male.
Male, sexy.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
There we go. Leonardo DiCaprio. Wait, I'll even find a picture to make sure. Of course, you know what sexy men are.
I'm the one.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, him.
And they made him like the president or head figure for the UN's objective of switching to green energy and all this stuff. Not because he's a scientist or a politician or professional, but he's kind of this figure or face that really unites the world. You can go to Africa or Asia or rich or poor or...
Mouthpiece.
Yes, and I felt like the Queen of England really was in a lot of ways some kind of representation for like mankind.
Yes.
And so sad. Really, really so sad. And I guess it's inevitable to some
What do you
degree,
think about the next king? Have you heard?
I know nothing about the next king.
Check.
There's nothing...
Americans don't care about anything but their
No, that's not
bank
true.
interest, their salary, and their family. No, they don't go beyond.
Can you tell me what's happening in Ethiopia right now?
Famine,
There's one. What else?
drought.
So we know a little bit. There's been genocide going on for 10 years. How about Madagascar, Yemen?
They
Have you been following
in
what's been going on in Myanmar?
trouble. They are going to have the severe economic crisis.
That sounds like the whole world. Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Cuba, Italy. Yeah, same. I think that there's a reality that people don't know a lot beyond their backyard. And no matter where, there's so many videos poking at Americans. Oh, you don't know where Germany is on a map. Oh,
you?
Yes.
Oh, you
I
were
can
there.
draw
Okay.
it even.
Okay.
But I think that there's a reality the same in Russia. If I asked someone to point to me where is Cuba on a map, they would
I
probably...
will.
Yeah?
I will find. I know
You're a
geographical
teacher.
map
You're a
very
teacher.
good. I used to have the map in my kitchen wall. So every time I had breakfast, I would poke the countries and I would learn the capitals.
I actually love them.
How can it change your life to know this stuff?
This time, when my dear American friend asked me where Cuba is, I am just, I can find it on the
I
map.
will say that I think that there's something beautiful about maps, because in America, we have lots of cultures, but we're really one country, and there's jokes that Americans live in America, like really don't know anything else, like metric system and all these other things. And that's largely true for lots of reasons. And I think something really sad is in America, since we're such a big country, you don't need a passport, truly. You can go to New York, you can go to Miami, you can go to Hawaii, you can go to Texas. And nature-wise, we have everything. And Alaska too. And when I've met European friends, they have such a long history from childhood. I crossed the border. I went to France. I went to Italy. I went to Turkey. I went to Russia. And it's a different language, different culture, different money, different food. And you understand that you live in a diverse world. So for a German, or just any European, I would say, they're very, very aware that there's different cultures very close to us.
Close.
And compared to America, like you could take an average American and like, there's other languages here, like there's other cultures. Like you guys you don't eat hamburgers 5 times a day. So I think maybe a map is a nice representation to remind us that we're sharing the planet, even if you never travel, even if you've never had a passport. It's a reminder that there is other cultures. So I think maps are beautiful. I actually think that they're sexy, honestly. I have 2 weird fetishes, I guess, like not sexual, that's an overstatement, but I really love coffee. So like I can just look at coffee and I can look at a map for some reason and just like, fetish is a wrong word, but up there on the lines. You guys have any non-sexual fetishes?
No.
We prefer traditional sexual connotation.